This is Lord Mafka, aka Broken House Ryan, and in today's video, I want to talk about attracting unwanted aggression from other people. And this stuff is so goddamn frustrating, guys, because you're going to have to deal with this for the rest of your life. And we are going to have a bunch of people who just want to start confrontations with us coming in and out our life every day. And it's going to make you not want to meet anyone. It's going to make you want to not get up ever again and try and do anything because the pressure becomes too overwhelming when you are being met with aggression from every place. When you have your family disrespecting you, being aggressive towards you, when you have your coworkers trying to spread nasty rumors about you and say you did something wrong, which you didn't do in the first place, right? And when you also have the friend group that you're hanging out with, or it could be a new friend group that you're currently trying to get accustomed to being around, they could be trying to start arguments for no reason and get you dragged along into the mess, just like I had to deal with years back. This is why I don't seek to be in any groups. This is why I don't seek to even start a group of my own, because I have human fatigue and I don't want to deal with anyone like that on a close level anymore. And that might sound sad, but I have really closed myself totally off for my own safety, for my own emotional and mental well being. I've really closed myself off because that's the last mechanism of defense that I have. Because anytime you allow someone to get close to you, they're always going to disrespect you. They're always going to find a way to say that you're inadequate in some way. And a lot of people will say that's a very negative outlook to have on an everyday common person. But ask yourself this: what do people actually offer you that really expands your life to being more greater? What do people actually give you that actually makes you be thankful for the fact that you are living on this planet right now? And if your answer is people aren't giving me those things whatsoever, but I'm still grateful to have them, then you are just selling yourself short. You don't have any type of integrity left about yourself that you value. Because if you actually did, then you wouldn't want to be around a bunch of people. You wouldn't put up with the type of behavior that you were forced to put up with when you were a child. You would be telling people dead in their tracks, look, you aren't going to treat me this way. You're not going to disrespect me. And you would meet people with the same type of aggressive energy also when you're telling them this is the deadline right here to where you just can't cross these boundaries with me, you know? Because when you are a person that is raised up how I'm raised up, and a lot of you were most likely raised up this way to be very nice, to be considerate, to basically be a human doormat that people can just walk all over whenever they want to, because you're told that you have to open the door for everyone. You have to compliment people when you can to get favors with people that are in a position of power, like your school principal, etc., which I was told, right? Which I'm sure a lot of you were told also, maybe if you were dealing with those type of power structures also, even at your workplace, you're being told by your parents, and even some of your friends may have told you, man, you got to suck up to the boss. You got to be nice to them. You have to do everything that they tell you and be super happy like you're their little servant. And it gets tiring having to be that type of way, because you realize that your life doesn't have any inherent meaning as an individual. You were just a copy. You were just another clone at that point. You should be seeking at this point to start your own business, or at least try. You should be seeking to take up a trade and learn something that can actually get you a independent state away from other people. And sadly, even that is becoming more harder to do, because the way society works, it wants us all to be miserable. It wants us all to be just fed up with the way things are, so we can destroy ourselves and just slowly cave in. And unfortunately, I've had to deal with a bunch of negative backlash from people, such as you guys have had to deal with. I've had to deal with a bunch of harsh negative criticism about my character, about my looks, about everything that I stand for. Even though I've never really bothered anyone, I've never wanted to have any type of confrontations and just go out and be a troublemaker. I've never done any of that. Now, if you're doing stuff like that, then yes, you're going to most likely get what's coming to you. But overall, when you look at the people that are actually rude, disrespectful, arrogant, these are the people that you see being treated with respect. Now, how messed up is that? The people that are rude, arrogant, and disrespectful, they get the unmost nice treatment. And the people that are nice, the people that are considerate, caring, they get told they're nothing. They get told that they're not good enough because the world respects ruthlessness. The world doesn't respect virtue, and it never has in the first place. Or we wouldn't have evolved the way that we evolved as human beings from long ago. You know, the strong always survived, and the weak always perished. And that will always be the mantra that humanity abides by genetically and physically. So, sadly, we will never see a time where people are totally united around the world. We will never see people coming together to solve a huge crisis. Even if it's just for a short period in time, we're never going to see it. And some people may argue and say, oh, it's going to come in a new future to when things are just more socially advanced, to when technology gets to a point of modifying people's like actual behavior patterns, then we'll see it. But even then, you will have people in power who will want to modify human behavior to be more aggressive, to be more problematic. Also, they can what? Get more of a beneficial profit off their business. Also, they can have more glamour. Also, they can have all of the rewards to themselves. So that person in power be like, oh, look at these people over there. They're barbaric savages. We deserve everything because we're responsible. We're mature. We act better. We're more manipulative in a very sincere and genuine matter. So that makes us more superior to these other human beings that are just outwardly physical, even though we modified their behavior to be like that with this mysterious, devastating technology. So we will always see the worst from humanity, no matter where we are in human existence. Remember that. And by the fact that we are living in one of the most connected times ever of having the internet, being able to talk to people worldwide, and people are using the internet. They are using it as something to oppress. They are using it as something to cause more issues to other people. They are using it as something to be another item of tragedy. And this is why I do not subscribe to the whole social culture of meeting new people, because what you're mostly going to get out here are people that are undesirable to your way of life that you want to live. If it's a very peaceful, productive life, if it's a life of understanding and rationale, you are going to be met with the exact opposite polarity of what you're looking for. The world that we live in is full of issues. It's full of people that are just so aggressive and looking for people to prey on. And if you don't have the strength, if you don't have the necessary resources to protect yourself, you're always going to be a victim. You're always going to be even more of a devastated person than where you started at. And unfortunately, you will continue to see people having children. You will continue to see people mindlessly going on about like everything is just la-di-da, all right in life. We live in rainbow land, paradise, as long as we put our mind to it and achieve our goals to the highest height ever. Anything is possible. These are the type of people that are roaming around out here. And you mean to tell me that we have a chance to create something more and better of this society? Like, you have to get real here. You have to be a total delusional moron to believe something like that. With all the things that we've seen go on throughout history, even within this decade that we're living in, with how people are using the internet to just be selfish, to just go after followers, to not even have real conversations with people, like how I actually try to have real convos with you guys and do this content for. They are hardly using it for that. Most people, they're using the internet for selfish reasons to just make other people miserable. And That's another tool of aggression is whenever you're online, someone comments something that's just totally negative to you, and it takes you all out of whatever positive element you may have had at that moment to where you were at least at peace with yourself somewhat. Now you're dealing with the energetic consequences of that negative comment. You have to deal with that emotionally and take that all in and do your best to transmute that into something that can help you. And it's not an easy journey whatsoever, because a lot of people, they will be angry at you for being this aware of everything that is around you. They will just disdain you for talking about how evil people are, talking about how ridiculous a lot of people are. And the reason why they do that is because they're just as egregious themselves. They are the part of the problem of what we're looking at in this society. They're selfish, they're uncaring, they don't care about anything unless it affects them deeply. They don't care about anything if it doesn't give them some type of fast dopamine rush that they can feel instantly. They're just total mindless drones that don't have a mind of their own. And whenever we're calling out these type of negative rhetorics of what people are following, we get called the outcasts. We get called the losers. We get called the pariahs of society. We are the ones that are worth way more than these idiots that you see out here that are trying to start problems for everyone. So always remember that when you are attracting unwanted aggression from other people, be prepared to fight for the rest of your life. If you are not strong enough to fight these battles, you will never be able to live up to your full momentum that you possibly have left within your soul. So you have to do everything to just battle and come out victorious however you can, man. Because we are living in a war zone. We are living in Maya. We are living in a realm of separation that wants you to be at your lowest self ever. So you have to stay in tune with what you're actually going after. And the end goal has to be self discovery, it has to be self enlightenment. It just has to be. Just the brutal reality overall for us. But you guys take care. Like and subscribe if you're new. Tell me what else you guys want me to elaborate on in the comment section. I highly appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video. And like I always tell you guys, stay away from the model woman.